today's topic is preschool education and the correlation between that and the OGT testing. So I'll start out by asking you guys, why did you send us to preschool?
I sent you to preschool because socially I felt that it would be beneficial for you, and you were eager to learn. You wanted to go. You wanted to be part of learning and other kids, and I just thought it was, as a teacher, I knew that it had serious benefits.
And so why do you think I would be interested in preschool education? Well, I'll answer that for you because I changed my major to early childhood, which you all know. I just feel like preschool is an extreme benefit, and over my past year of learning in this major, I realized that preschool was a very important part in education, and it should be mandatory in my opinion, but I'll show you why that preschool is a very good thing. Okay, so the main points that I'll cover today are the state testing, what is preschool, child development in preschool, curriculum. So let's take a look at what preschool is. So statewide testing is mandatory in the United States. In Ohio, testing is required for reading in grade 3. So grades 4 through 8 are tested in all subject areas, which include math, reading, social studies, and science. So let's look at the statistics of how many of those third graders pass reading in Ohio. So according to the Ohio Department of Education, in the past year, which was the first year of this state testing, only 16.6% were considered advanced in math. These statistics were taken in 2014 of 137,194 kids. And 15,479 students are limited, which is the lowest rank in Ohio standards in reading. So they're kind of low. So let's look at preschool and how it relates. So my satisfaction step is, what is preschool? And preschool is a program for children ages 3 to 5 who want to get a head start and are more prepared for kindergarten. So the child development in the preschool years is the most crucial development in a child's life. And my research found that. So let's look at the physical development first. So, and these are all quotes that I found. The development of basic skills that takes place between the ages of 2 and 7 is the fundamental movement phase. Between ages 3 and 5, children can grow as much as 6 inches. All 20 baby teeth have emerged by age 3. Regular physical activity in preschool helps children by building healthy muscles, reducing anxiety, maintaining normal blood pressure, and increases long-term memory, which is good for the state testing because they'll remember everything that they learned up until that point. So there's a direct correlation between physical activity and long-term memory. Cognitive development, which is the development of the brain and all that stuff. Preschoolers are able to remember what happened weeks ago with detail. They can create scenarios with lines, characteristics, outfits, and act them out with accuracy. The most important type of cognitive development that occurs in preschool and is promoted by preschool is symbolic thought. And symbolic thought is the ability to mentally represent a concept and act it out perfectly. So language development. During preschool years, language develops far more rapidly than any other time, which I didn't know that until this research. The types of language learned are receptive, which is the ability to understand what is being said, expressive, which is the ability to communicate, use, and knowledge of spoken language, vocabulary, which is the number of words a person knows, syntax, which is grammar and sentence structure, script language, which is typical ways that people communicate on a daily basis, and academic discourse, which is the type of language used in school by teachers and students. So how does preschool relate to the Ohio State testing? My visualization step is preschool and OGT equals direct correlation. So what is taught in preschool can be directly related to the OGT tests. So we'll talk about the curriculum now. So the curriculum for the tests that we teach in preschool are literacy, which is reading, And most preschoolers can understand that print carries a message. They can identify letters, numbers, rhymes, and alliteration. So I have some samples of some books here. So this is a typical book that would be used in preschool, and they are picture books, but they have a lot of writing than they would be used, like you would use at bedtime. This has more reading. So kids can read this on their own, and they have different reading stations and everything. So this is just some books. There's a lot of pictures, but they can relate the pictures to the words and realize that all the characters and make sense, which is good for development of the brain, and they can remember everything because there's pictures. So that's Toy Story. And then they have Mickey Mouse, the Prince and the Pauper. And then they have just some more pictures, and the pictures have a lot of detail in them so they can pick up small details. So now we'll take a look at math. So research demonstrates that math skills at the start of kindergarten entry are the strongest predictor of later achievement. So that's pretty important that they know how to do stuff. So I have here some samples of the blocks that we use to teach in preschool and kindergarten. So they use these in preschools, and they have just like 3 little ones here, and they can use to count them, so you can put them in a row, and then you can say, oh, how many is there, and then they can go 1, 2, 3, and they can touch it so they know it's better for them, sensory memory. And then we have 6 to 10. So most preschoolers can count in tens by this age because we teach them how to count. So they understand that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has a meaning than just memorization. They realize that, oh, this is 10. And then some preschoolers, if they're advanced, they can count to 100, which these are called flats, so they can use that. But this is mainly used in kindergarten. But some preschoolers who are advanced can count by that. So let's recap on how there's a correlation of preschool and the Ohio State testing. So my action step is, so in order to address the problem of the hard OGT testing, you can send your kids to preschool so they are more prepared in reading, which everything that I just told you has a direct correlation between that, because it builds that sense of reading, and they know the syntax, they know the grammar, and that's what all the testing are on. They can pick up everything because they've known it for 4 years at this point. So the OGT test, child development and curriculum, were what I went over today. And how would you feel if you knew your child would be exposed to reading and math earlier than other children, which is one of the reasons why you should send your child to preschool. So how would you feel if your child was made fun of for not doing well on the OGT, which happened during my field experience in Brookfield? Granted, I had done earlier, like more advanced children, but they got made fun of for not doing so well by the other kids. So that plays an important part. So in my opinion, as a future teacher, I would definitely encourage all parents to send their children to preschool because it has strong development features. They learn how to do everything. They learn how to read, write, and math earlier, so they're more successful for their future. And because the U.S. has state testing now, and they have to pass these tests to get their diplomas, to go to the next grade level, you should start your education for your child earlier. So thank you for listening, and here are my references.